Yo, what go on YouTube? Episode 7, boss. I really need to try and get this out the night before, like right after the episode comes out. But man, it's rough watching the episode, taking notes. But anyways, I'm here this morning and I'm here to deliver you my review of The Last of Us episode 7. So, you see here the last time we left off, Joel got stabbed, unfortunately, from the, nameless NPC. Let's call him that. And he's not looking too good. The worse for wear. And Ellie has to pretty much dragged him into this abandoned building, just like in the game. And there's a popular scene from the video game that we see here, and I think they skipped it. I don't know if they're gonna show it in the next episode, but I'm gonna put a clip right here.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
And it's Ellie. It's the rabbit scene. I think they skipped it, but as we can see, this episode is pretty much a flashback episode, and let's just say, grab your tickets because we're getting on the flashback train. So we cut to Ellie, and we'll go back into time. Ellie's at the military school, the FEDRA school. FEDRA is if you remember, FEDRA is the military unit assigned to controlling people in the zombie apocalypse. And and then there's FEDRA, and then there's the Fireflies. These are the two main groups of people that we talk about in this season. And who are the bad guys? Who knows? FEDRA might be the bad guys. Fireflies might be the bad guys. Maybe everybody's bad. Oh, whoops, my bad. I gotta press forward. And of course, Ellie gets into a confrontation with her bully. And at this point, is there any high school situation or any adolescent situation in any movie or TV show that does not involve a bully? Are there no other interesting conflicts that these genius writers can come up with? Is there nothing else, is there nothing else interesting that goes on in high school that can be spoken about? Why do we always have to cut to a bully scene? It's kind of played out, and it's an old and tired trope that's been ran into the ground. Think of something else, please. And of course she has a Walkman. Everybody has a Walkman. How this Walkman is still working 20 odd years later after the zombie apocalypse, who knows? So we cut to it's lights out time, and she's going to bed, and there's a bunch of Easter eggs here, including like dinosaur pictures on the wall, which comes into play in the second game. And there's also the comic book that she's reading. These are comic books that you find littered throughout the game that you can find, and you can follow the story of the heroes in the comic book. But the one Easter egg that really tickled my fancy was this right here, this picture right here, Mortal Kombat 2. Which is very exciting, actually. Oddly enough, Mortal Kombat 12 has just been 12. Yes, I said that right. 12. The zombie apocalypse happened, and it was number 2, and now we're all the way up to 12, which is releasing this year. I'm actually very excited for that. I think the story of Mortal Kombat 11 was magnificent. I think the way that, anyways, I don't want to go into that, but if you're going to play Mortal Kombat 11, just know that there's an awesome story in there for you to discover. And remember that Mortal Kombat in those days, in the 90s, was like, there wasn't as many video games going around as today. Mortal Kombat was in the news. People were trying to cancel Mortal Kombat. Well, people say cancel nowadays, but there was talk about is it too violent. It was in the news. Like the fact that politicians were talking about this game made it even more popular, in my opinion. So, who shows up but none other than her best friend, Riley. And Riley just comes in through the window like a thief in the night. And I'm left to wonder, do people not lock their windows in the zombie apocalypse? Like, growing up in Jamaica, I can tell you that everybody has burglar bars. Not on the outside, on the inside. So I would imagine people are more desperate in these times, and the need would arise for more security on your windows, because then anybody would be just crawling through windows and just, stealing shit all the time. So I don't want to spoil anything for some people, but Riley says, "Who gave you that black guy?" And ever since somebody years ago told me that black eye peas sound like black guy peas, it has never left my mind. So anytime somebody says, so when she says, "Who gave you that black eye?" I heard, "Who gave you that black guy?" I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't ruin your life. But anyways, they go off on a little side adventure, and they come across a dead body. And I feel like this guy right here, maybe he's on the crew, or he's important or something, but it's clear that unlike in The Walking Dead, if you die, remember in the first season of The Walking Dead when they had said everybody is infected, so if you die, you're going to be reanimated as a zombie. So it's clear that they're doing something different here. And of course, Ellie being Ellie, sticks her face right in the dude's face. And I'm just like, if you don't get your fucking ass away from that fucking zombie right now, like, what are you doing? What if he just jumps and bites you in the face? So they get to their destination, and I really like this shot right here. And it reminds me of every single mall I've ever been into. Like, actually there's a couple malls right around this area in Orlando that don't look too far off from this, because they are literally abandoned, especially after COVID, so maybe the zombie apocalypse is next. Who knows? But yeah, so next scene, well, not the next scene, but they're kind of getting acquainted, and they come across the arcade. And I remember growing up, the arcade was one of my favorite places to be. I remember one time I went to see, I was in Kingston, Jamaica, and I was at Sovereign Center, and I was watching Speed, the movie with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. And they actually had, I think they still have intermissions in Jamaica. And they had an intermission. And I was like, really? I'm not hungry. I just ate. I actually walked out the side of the, during the intermission, I walked out the building of the theater. And I went to the arcade to play the X-Men arcade game by Economy. I remember, I think around that time, Mortal Kombat was probably in the theater, in the arcades too. Of course, arcades are now dead and gone. Nobody really has arcades anymore. But it's a concept that is it was a fun time. It was a fun time. And of course, they come to the Mortal Kombat machine, Mortal Kombat 2. If anybody remembers, Mortal Kombat 2 is the game where they introduced the toasty guy. Cue the clip. Anyways, I was really hoping they would show or make that sound, the toasty guy. It is iconic. Toasty! It is memorable. It's one of the things that made Mortal Kombat 2. But at that point, they kind of started making the game silly. But anyways, I'm a big Mortal Kombat buff, and I was... Everything that happened here, I was checking for accuracy. When they came to the next scene and they showed this character selection screen, I was like, is that accurate? I actually went online and I found out that it is accurate. You know, and then they're playing the game, and Riley's giving Ellie some instructions on how to do the finishing move. And of course, it is accurate. Fatality 2 for Baraka. And I was like, holy shit, somebody actually went out of their way to find the actual finishing move combination for this. If that's not attention to detail, I don't know what is. You know, but then I'm left to think, how did she even find that? It's not like the game gives you instructions on how to do finishing moves. Did she just find a GamePro magazine lying around? Or did she go online? They don't have internet anymore. Anyways, these are the crazy things that I think about. So, they're messing around, and just like in the game, they're dancing with these Halloween masks on. And then the kiss. Ellie pops up a kiss onto Riley, and we find out, and this is supposed to be the big reveal that Ellie is gay, and you know, I'm sure there's gonna be some people that, oh, this is too woke or whatever. I'm like, you know, it's this is people, bro. This is what happens, you know. But this whole time I was wondering, y'all are making all this damn noise. And this is the thing that pissed me off, because this right here is the story of the Left Behind DLC, the expansion to the first game. And in that game, it pissed me off how much noise they were making. And I was like, I know y'all know that there could be some zombies in here. Why don't y'all shut the fuck up? So they're dancing and they're making noise, and the zombie comes along and bites them. Ellie gets a bite, which is, you know, we see in the earlier episodes that she's immune, but Riley is also bitten and she's screwed, and it seems like everybody's screwed, and they kind of have to come to a reckoning, and that you know, they're pretty much going to die, you know. Yeah, which is pretty much the end of the episode, because then we cut back to the future, or the present, where Ellie is desperately trying to save Joel, and she finds some needle and thread, and she's stitching up Joel, and you know, so I really enjoyed the episode. I did, and I know some people might think it's a little slow, but I think there's a lot of character building here, which is important. It doesn't have to have a lot of action every time. I do remember from the game there was a lot more zombies when they were making noise. Of course, it's a video game, but there was only one zombie. That was slightly disappointing, but yeah, we got to see some more backstory. So remember when Ellie said, "I've killed before"? I think this is actually what she was referring to, when she might have had to kill Riley after she turned into a zombie. And then we see a clip of the next episode after the credits roll, and this dude right here is Troy Baker. He was the voice of the original Joel, and he's a mega star in the voice that does voiceover work from a plethora of video games. But I give this episode, I'm gonna have to say, it's not perfect. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, and I would really appreciate it, guys, if you like, comment, subscribe. I want to know what you thought about the episode. I'm watching for your comments. I will respond. Thank you very much for stopping by. See you next time.